Well, hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships. Now in this game we are yet again in the Tier 5 Japanese torpedo destroyer Mutsuki, which happens to be, I think, either my first or second favourite ship in this game, depending on how well I'm doing in the Cleveland at any given time. It's a very nice ship. It retains some of the speed and mobility of the earlier Japanese classes, while having some of the firepower of the later ones. So, for example, the Fubuki is much more powerful, but it's also bigger and slower and harder to dodge with. So here we go. We are in a Tier 5 game, so we are top tier. A whole bunch of Tier 4s, Tier 3s. I can't recognise any of the silhouettes. These ones I think might be aircraft carriers. Kongo is a battleship. Myogi, I'm not sure actually what Myogi is. Nassau is a battleship. That's a German dreadnought, in fact. The Nassau class. That's a destroyer. That's a cruiser. That's a cruiser. That's a cruiser. That's a cruiser. Destroyer, destroyer. I think. Right. And that's on my team. The enemy team is some of the ships. Phoenixes are cruisers. I don't think I've actually done any Phoenix replays. I might do some videos about the Phoenix actually. I've still got mine. That's the Tier 4 American predecessor to the Omaha, which if you have watched any of my other videos, you will have seen on this channel before. Right. The other thing you'll notice is that I've taken the advice of some of the commenters on my previous videos to heart. My ship now has camouflage mounted. Permanently, I've set it to recurring, as well as the signals. I can't remember what the signals are off the top of my head. One of them is speed, I think, and the other one is for commander experience, to give me plus 50% commander experience or something. Because I want to get this guy up, because my current detection range, if we look over here, is 6 kilometers detectability with the camo. But there's a commander's Tier 4 commander skill, which can get that down by a further 10%, so I can get that down to about 5.4 kilometers, which is ridiculous. However, it requires a 10-point commander, and I think I'm currently on 9, so I'm just trying to race through that and get him up, and then this ship will really be a stealth death ship. Anyway, let's carry on. So we have a cruiser in our sights at the moment. That is a Phoenix Tier 4 American cruiser, very similar to the Omaha. Very different to the St. Louis, so going from the St. Louis to the Phoenix was actually a difficult transition. Isakaze, Japanese torpedo destroyer, Tier 4 Japanese destroyer. That's the predecessor to the Mutsuki, which again you'll have seen Isakaze videos on my channel. Start nailing him with the guns. He is probably launching torpedoes at me, although I'm not really sure, because he's sailing in a straight line. His guns are not, I can't even tell, but I've set him on fire anyway. Knackered his engine. Now he's just repaired it. He's used his repair kit, so the smoke and flames coming out of the exhaust funnels means that his engine was out. But he's just repaired that, because in a destroyer in this kind of situation, our torpedo bombers have just dropped a bunch of torpedoes on him. But anyway, as I was saying, as a destroyer in this situation, if you are immobile, you are dead, and in his case he was dead anyway. Enemy planes are moving in. Over there we have 2 squadrons of torpedo bombers and a squadron of dive bombers heading for one of these ships. I can't actually tell which one at the moment. The problem I have with this game is it happened about a month ago. I just rediscovered it when I was looking for clips to make a completely different video. And then found this one and decided this was worth making a video out of. Ah, they've gone for the Svetlana. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's dodged them, I think. I think they're going to miss. Meanwhile, we're using our immensely powerful AA armament, said in very, very large inverted commas. This destroyer, I don't think this destroyer really counts as having an AA armament, really, to be honest. Torpedo starboard! Ah, they're miles away, don't care. Because the AA armament is so utterly pathetic that it doesn't really deserve to have one. Having said that, I do have an aerospace kill, so it obviously is good for something occasionally. Anyway, we're heading towards this dude. Where is he? He's there. Bring the torpedoes up. He's turning. He just got nobbled by an aeroplane torpedo. He's turning the other way, I think to dodge the torpedoes. He got hit by another one. So we don't have as much potential damage as we did. However, we're now within 2 kilometers, so he's dead. Let's just delete him. Full spread, 6 torpedoes. 1 kill. He managed to get some off against me, but no chance. I was already heading away from him by then. So I'm no longer visible. Hit him with all 6, although only one of them counted, because that was the one that sunk him. So I would have preferred to have dodged those enemy-friendly torpedoes first, because I would have got more damage out of it. But oh well, never mind. We have 9,000 so far. So let's head towards this dude. This is a Congo Tier 5 Japanese battleship. Quite a good ship, actually. I've got the ARP version, which is the Kongao, or Congo. I think it's basically pronounced the same, it's just spelt differently. Which has the amazing neon purple camouflage pattern, which is possibly the worst camouflage pattern in the entire world, but is somehow effective. And that's premium Tier 5. I have no idea how I got it, actually. It just kind of appeared in my ship list one day, and then I played it a bit. But obviously it's a battleship, and as we all know, battleships are boring, so I don't play it very often. But as battleships go, I gather it's fairly good. It's the reason why you haven't seen any British battleship games in my channel, even though I've been playing the Bellerophon for a little while. It's just because I hardly ever play it, because it's so garbage. No, it's not that it's garbage, I just don't like battleships. Right, anyway, he's way out of the way, so we're going to go for this guy, because he's too far away really to guarantee a hit. This guy's a better bet, and he's not even shooting at me either. So, yep, we've aimed over there. Let's lock onto him, because for some reason the replay doesn't replay that bit. And we can't lock on either. Okay, never mind. Now, the point of this smoke screen is to try and provide a bit of cover for these guys who are heading this way, so they will hopefully be covered by my smoke screen. Meanwhile, these torpedoes are all running true. Have it. 2 hits. 3 technically, but the third one didn't count. So that is 2 kills and a devastating strike award. Nice, 3 torpedo hits. That's not bad going for me, actually. Torpedoes, although torpedoes are absurdly powerful, and it's very, very satisfying when you hit with them, they're not exactly known for accuracy. But that's always good. So anyway, that's on. We're now on 2 kills. Head back through the smoke screen. I'm hoping that these ships are actually making use of my smoke screen. It doesn't look like that they are, which is a bit disappointing. But then this is random battles. Things like tactics are somewhat non-existent. Rank battles are better for that kind of thing, although I always found rank battles very hard to do well in. I did get up to like rank 15 or something though, so I can't have done too badly. I think that makes me solidly average. Anyway, Congo's out. He got nobbled by the 2 battleships and a cruiser. So now we're just scouting, basically. That's the point at the moment. We have a destroyer over there, and unfortunately I cannot go and look at his heroism because he's outside my render range. So you're just going to have to imagine him heroically dodging all of these torpedo squadrons and dive bomber squadrons. And the heroic manoeuvring and AA fire blasting out from the ship. And hope you enjoyed the sound effects. Right, there's a cruiser straight ahead. You can see him on the map, just there. He's probably going to come and try and go around this way. But we're going to try and go and ambush him. That's the next plan. The more and more I play this game, the more I'm realising the value of using islands as cover. Because trying to approach people and trying to get into close range of enemies is difficult in a destroyer. Because like in a battleship and a cruiser, you don't really need to be close range. So in my Cleveland, for example, being at 10 kilometers is easily enough to hit somebody repeatedly with your guns. But with a destroyer, when your primary weapons are torpedoes, the torpedoes only have an 8-kilometer range anyway. There we go, there he is, he's going the other way. Okay. As I told you, I can't really remember this game very well. So we're going to use this side of the island, see how close we can get. But with a Cleveland, Cleveland's got maximum range of about 14 kilometers. So anything at like 10 kilometers is reasonable distance. That destroyer's just been taken out. Whereas with a destroyer, 8 kilometers is the maximum torpedo range, but it takes them a good half a minute to get there. So ideally you want to be much closer than that, and trying to get close without getting shot out of the water is actually really hard. And this is where islands come in, because you can sneak around the side of an island. I did have another game where I did that, but I can't find the replay, unfortunately, because I'd got quite a good hit on a Queen Elizabeth class battleship doing that. Right, we've just launched torpedoes against this guy, the Svetlana. The problem here is that he is moving away from us, and he's also at a really bad angle. So even if those torpedoes reach him, which, spoiler alert, they're not going to, he would probably dodge them fairly easily anyway. And this is another thing to remember when launching torpedoes, is depending on which direction the enemy is heading, they may or may not actually be within your range. So my torpedoes have a maximum range of 8 kilometers. He was about 6 kilometers away when I launched them. However, he's going away from me, which means that my torpedoes are probably going to have to travel more than 8 kilometers in order to get to where he is now versus where he was when I launched them. The opposite is true when they're heading towards you. So you see these torpedoes have now actually just run out of range because he was heading away from them. Whether he even detected them, I don't even know. They might not even be close enough to do that. However, we now have another target. When a ship is moving towards you, the opposite is true. You can launch torpedoes from beyond your maximum range, and they will at least have the range to hit your target, because the target, for the same reason, the target is coming towards you. So they might be more than 8 kilometers away when you launch, but if as long as they're within 8 kilometers by the time your torpedoes get there, then that's a different story. Now, other people are launching at my carrier. He does not have much health left, and my torpedoes have just reloaded. So this is basically going to be an execution. Let's be honest. So we just get close. Somebody else has already knackered a load of his health, so I'm not going to get that much health out of this either, but oh well. I don't even bother with more than one salvo because he's out of it. I mean, look at this, he's dead. Now! Good. Kill number 3. So that's the ideal range for torpedoes, which makes them somewhat difficult tools to use. Because like, even with American torpedoes have a much shorter range than Japanese torpedoes, but in practical terms it generally doesn't matter because you have to get so close regardless. The torpedoes on cruisers are fairly useless. A lot of cruisers have them, but they're not the primary weapon. And I don't have torpedoes on the Cleveland, and I don't think I've ever really felt the lack. So the point is, they do have their uses, but they're just difficult things to use. However, having said that, when you do something like that, the execution of the I don't know what that was for. Oh, that might have been at the. So actually, I don't know. I have no idea what I was aiming at there. Anyway, that might have been at the carrier again. But regardless, my point is they're difficult to use. They're inaccurate, but oh so satisfying when you do actually manage to hit something with them. I've had 4 torpedo hits. I've had ones where I had like 9 or 10 before, and it's like the best game ever. Oh, aish. So close, yet so far. On a Fubuki, those would have been like massive hits. I think those ones are aimed at the carrier, but the carrier is unfortunately moving because Jingles likes to take the mickey out of battleships for driving in straight lines. Whereas the difference with carriers is carriers remembering that they have engines at all. Because playing on a carrier is a bit like playing Age of Empires. Now I've just been spotted because I'm within spotting range of the carrier, which means that this Svetlana probably knows I'm here. So what I'm hoping is that his shots will be inaccurate enough that I will take the carrier out before he shoots at me, if he shoots at me at all. Because the other thing is he's got these ships over here to worry about. And yep, he's focusing on the immediate threat of ships shooting at him rather than the non-immediate threat of a destroyer attacking somebody else. Meanwhile, the enemy destroyer is trying to capture our base, but is being rather capably harassed by our 2 carriers. Now this carrier is doing something fairly sensible. He's trying to turn away from me, because trying to torpedo him... I've had times before where I've torpedoed a carrier at this distance and missed because he was manoeuvring, because I launched too early. So what I'm doing now is I'm making sure that I'm broadside onto him, and then as soon as I get within range, within a good angle, like now, I said now, there we go, we launch, and again, it's just an execution. Don't even bother with more than one salvo. Scratch 2, well scratch 4 in fact. So that is now kill number 4. Meanwhile, the enemy destroyer has been deleted by our carriers via torpedo by the looks of it, and we have shot down another aeroplane. Wow, I have 2 AA kills. I'm almost proud of 3 AA kills. I'm almost prouder of having 3 AA kills than I am of having 4 ship kills, given the relative power of this ship's anti-ship armament versus its anti-aircraft armament. The fact that I've done anything is cause for celebration. Now, Svetlana has just had some air-launched torpedoes, and he's just disappeared behind the island, so I can't see him. However, the aeroplanes should be able to spot him in a minute. There he is. Okay, I was just looking in the wrong direction. He dodged those. And there we go. We launch our engine boost. So I want to steal the kill. I want my 5th kill, because 5th kill is Kraken Unleashed, which is like quite a special medal. Unfortunately, carriers have got other ideas. Although he dodges those as well. Congo is doing his best to take him out, so I'm just trying to get into range and see if I can steal the kill from the Congo. because the Congo's very close on. Svetlana's not doing badly actually, he's keeping himself angled. If you look at the map, you'll be able to see the angles that those two ships are pointing in down here. Svetlana's trying to avoid going broadside on. He's getting close because his only chance against the Congo is to use his torpedoes. He's not going to outfight a Congo with guns. So this is where cruiser torpedoes are actually useful, although he's going to take a lot of damage heading in. There we go, there's his first torpedo salvo. And it misses completely. Another brace of torpedo bomber squadrons are en route. Congo just citadeled him. Svetlana's just lost a huge chunk of health. And new torpedo salvo should be appearing any minute. At least that's what I would be doing if I was him. More airdrop torpedoes. Yeah, there we go. There's Svetlana's torpedoes from the other side. He's just dodged the first set of torpedoes. Wow, this is actually quite suspenseful. And I know what's going to happen. He's just... There we go. That was it. So I hope you enjoyed that game. I got 4 kills, which I was quite proud of. And I got 3 air kills, which I was even prouder of. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.